I want to get started on the first attack in our combat system, which is to say I want to actually implement a character. The way I envision the combat system working is that I'm going to have different weapons that are just all going to have their own hitbox with the same, at least for the time being, animations, and the actual like mesh and hitboxes of the weapons is what changes how they work. Eventually maybe it's fun that some types of weapons have different animations and stuff like that, but I'm going to rely on stock animations at least for the time being. So we're just going to have like a sword swing and maybe a fireball cast with like a staff or something like that. But for that to work and for that to be able to be even tested, I need to have those animations, and to have those animations I need a character model. So it's time to go into Blender. Now, the technique that I'm going to use for this is it's going to be a placeholder character. I'm going to make the actual character later when I have a bit more of a style in mind. At the moment I really don't. So the technique I'm going to use for this is I'm going to use the skin modifier together with some subdivision servers. I have an entire tutorial on this topic and how to make a very easy, quick character modeling using this very technique. It's a super rough character, but it's technically a character. It's got arms, it's got legs, it's humanoid. So we're going to give this a quick skeleton, and then we're going to start downloading some basic like walking animations and stuff like that, getting that to work, and then getting to the attacking stuff. We're also going to need a sword. I'm probably just going to have a big cylinder for testing purposes. I'm going to be real with you. This seems about accurate for a skeleton, so let's go and generate. Actually, no, let's first apply all transforms just to be sure. We don't actually need to generate a rig, I realize now. The rig is going to be a separate skeleton, and we're not going to actually animate this thing ourselves. We just need this thing to be parented to the actual skeleton we just made. Let's just get our basic animation. So that's like a walking animation. I need a jumping animation. I think we're gonna go for a running animation rather than a walking animation now that I think about it. Eventually there's going to have to be one of both, and we're obviously going to blend depending on movement speed and stuff like that. But again, I just want a moving character. Don't want anything fancy, don't want anything super out there. I just want something that'll show me what's actually happening, and one that's slightly less cartoony and silly than this one. This one seems fun though. This is the kind of animation that I can work with. Yeah, let's download this one. Okay, we're at this. This seems to work. There's a bit of weird ass lighting going on the floor. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, but this certainly seems to work. Now let's see about adding that walking animation, because that's going to hopefully make this look a tiny bit better. Also, I think I could do with maybe having this be slightly larger. So before we go into having this thing animate only when we're walking, I'm going to just drag this in here and see how it deals with that. Probably not particularly well, but it's worth a shot just to see what happens. And what happens is fuck all. So I think if we go into here and we go avatar definition, create avatar from this model, I think we should do it the other way around. I think we should create from the animation. I don't think it matters actually, but okay, so we've got a buttload of bones over on this side here. And for the Maximo animation, that just works fine, right? That's not a problem. Where the problem comes in is retargeting it to this fucking thing. I need to create avatar from both. Is that what we're doing? Again, this is the first time I'm retargeting within Unity, so do give me a break. Right, so now when I go to configure this, we have an avatar made for this rig as well. So in theory, that should now mean maybe, possibly, potentially, that I can go in here and say use. So maybe this will work now. It doesn't. But it would have been nice. Let's give it a shot, just doing the thing that makes most sense. Probably should have started with that to begin with, right? It doesn't loop, but it is animating. Okay, so we've got an animation working. That's honestly a relief. Obviously, this isn't going to look great in any way, shape or form. But that is simply due to the fact that the proportions of my model do not fit the skeleton from Mixamo whatsoever. Because this is a very bad humanoid. And even if it wasn't, it would probably be still a little bit more chibi and cartoony. And that's just is going to have to be hand animated at some point. But for the time being, I think we can make you the new default state. And then add let's add a float parameter for running speed. And we can say when running speed is greater than 0.05 or something like that, we can go into running. When it's less than 0.05, we can go back into idle. That should work just fine. And I know there's a specific animation controller script. I need to look into that, how exactly that works, because I, for the life of me, can't ever figure out how to deal with that. So we're just going to make a custom script that it's not efficient probably, but it works. And for that, we're just going to add an animator, which is going to be animator get component animator, and then void update will literally just go animator dot set float running speed. We actually also need a rigid body, which we do the exact same thing to. RB velocity magnitude. This will also take falling into account, so when we are jumping, we will start walking in the air now. But once we have a jumping and a falling sequence, that should override that. Okay, that's idle. That's not working. It's what that is. Different idea. Do it based on inputs instead of. That's actually probably a better idea to begin with. It's probably a bad idea to do it this way to begin with. Let's be honest there. But we're gonna do it based on inputs now. So running speed's going to be equal to math absolute input get access raw plus input get access raw for the vertical. The real issue is going to be having a jumping animation that'll do fine, I guess. And then we need a falling one. But the thing is, if I and this is the reason that I started animating my own character. I could have used my other character with ready animations. Well, that's too late now. The reason I ended up, even for testing purposes for my platformer that I am putting on hold, going with handmade animations is because it just didn't look very good. And for a 3D platformer, like the actual animation feedback, the visual feedback is very important for the feel of the game, because this is not going to be great. But I guess this is the best falling animation we have, so we're going to have to deal with it. Well, at least I feel comfortable now with the whole just like humanoid generate and humanoid generate. It's actually so easy. I always thought it was a lot more difficult. I think in Unreal it's a lot more cumbersome to retarget bones. That's probably the reason that I was so scared of it, but this is very easy and very nice. So we just drag in the jumping animation, and then we drag in the falling animation. This one will always go into that one. Let's make these transitions into here, because these are both going to have to be able to transition into each other. And the jump will always only go into the falling. And I suppose we'll just try hooking this up into the idle. The thing is, if I'm running, it's probably going to like within a frame start a running animation. So this is probably the only link back that I need. I can add in another one to the running one as well, but I want to prevent this graph from looking particularly messy. So we can do a trigger jump. We just go into the jumping animation, and then we check if input dot get key down, and I think we can just, is it called jumping, something like that. Hold on, input manager, just jump, but with a capital J. Animator set trigger, and we called it jumping, I believe, right? It's not get key down then. Oh, it's get button. Always get those two mixed up. Okay, so now if I jump, suppose it could be worse. it's really kind of bad and really freaking goofy. But first off, this exit time has to go for both of these. Again, I'm aware that the systems in place in Unity that probably make this process easier. Exit time has to be disabled on this one. Also, the falling animation just does not animate. Which is fine, just looks a bit silly, but the animation in general looks silly as all hell. Just looks like he's dabbing midair. It looks really fucking bad. But at least the smoothing between the animations actually kind of like makes it look not that horrible. Anyway, we've got a somewhat working character. Only took me, how long have I been recording for? Only about an hour.